Welcome back, everybody. Episode 9 of Nerd News. Today we're going to be talking about E3. And if you don't know what E3 is, that is it's kind of like a gaming convention. Basically, it's like our Super Bowl or WrestleMania for gaming, I guess you could kind of say. E3 is going to be it's in about 3 weeks, and it's going to be in June. It runs from June 12th to June 14th. And with that, basically, gaming companies come and show off all the things they're going to be doing or coming out this fall into the winter time. Basically, it shows the games that are going to be coming out for the rest of the year. And it's a big thing. Of course, like also systems and everything. Like last year, of course, or the year before that, they showed like the Nintendo Switch and like PlayStation 4 shows their stuff at this. So the big name companies are going to be there: Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. Those are the big three for gaming. There are going to be other companies showing off. So Square Enix is going to have its actual first conference this year, which is pretty great because a lot of people are going to want to know about the Final Fantasy VII remake. So just to kick things off, I'm going to separate it into about 4 different brackets. I'm going to go Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and then Square Enix. Since Square Enix is new, they get last. Well, they're not new. They're new to doing conferences. Usually what they do is they show their stuff through Nintendo or Sony's event. They show their new games, but they're going to be doing their own event all together on this E3 for the first time ever, which is going to be great. It seems like they have a lot to show, so if they do, that's going to be great because a lot of stuff is they have a lot of stuff that's been in the works for years and people are waiting for. So I'm gonna just start off with Microsoft, and I'm gonna start off with what I want to see from Microsoft. So it's not gonna be what everybody overall sees or even like leaks that you've seen on the internet. It's just gonna be my opinion of what I need to see. One, we need to see some uses for the Xbox One X because in reality, like this system hasn't been selling the way it should. Even though I don't think they really separate the sales, they all fall under the bracket of Xbox One. But like, there needs to be a reason for us to buy that higher price system. And for right now, there's no real reason other than your games run smoother and they look a little better. So what I want to see is them actually taking advantage of that system and like and just outright saying it, like we built a system that is the successor to the Xbox One, because the Xbox One S was just kind of an offshoot, and even though it was little tweaks here and there, it was made smaller. The Xbox One X is a new system. I mean, it's pretty much a new system. It has it's the specs on it is crazy. I mean, like if you want to look at the specs, blah blah blah, you could check that out. If you haven't seen the specs, they're crazy. So like the reason for them not to utilize this system is ridiculous, because basically what they're doing is they're just using it as kind of a upgraded Xbox One. Like you can have like all your Xbox One games on there, but they'll play smoother just on that system. And it doesn't make sense for a system that's that powerful. It should have its own game library, and developers should be able to make games for that system, because that's what developers want to do. They want to make stuff for a stronger system. So when they don't have that ability to do that, it frustrates people, it frustrates everybody. And then you get kind of where Microsoft is now, where it's just like, should we make games for it? Do we want to make games for the Xbox One X? So two, one of the things I think Microsoft need is game exclusives. They need a reason for someone to buy and spend money on their system for games that are specifically for Xbox. Now, in the past, I think a month or so, 3 months, they dropped Sea of Thieves, and it's not bad. And State of Decay is coming out. which looks good. Which looks great, actually. Let me correct that. It looks great. It looks really good. But they need more. They need a lot more. So I need to see at least 4 to 5 exclusive games coming out in the future. So they don't have to be like coming out this year. If it's something that is like coming out next year, that would be fine too, because most of the stuff they're probably not going to show release dates for most of these games. It's just going to be like hey, this game and this is how it's going to play, and this is the story of that game, and that's fine. Like, as long as we see something that's coming out and showing that you're putting effort into new IPs, because or not even new IPs, just new games, new exclusives. Like, bring one of the old exclusives back, like not Gears. Don't bring Gears back anymore. Let it lie. And 3, what they need to show is just games. Like, the system doesn't have a large library base. They kind of try to counteract that by like, hey, you can do backwards compatible. You can buy games all the way from the Xbox One all the way to 360 and to now, and that's fine. Like, I love playing my old games, and they look a little better when you play them on the newer systems, but not by much. The graphics are still dated, like, no matter what. So and lastly is new IPs. I need to see new stuff for the future. Like, I need to know that it's gonna be a new series of new games coming out. So that's mostly what I want to see from Microsoft. From Sony, I guess I should say just more of the same. I need to see more of the same. They've been putting out original content and a lot of in-house studios and producing a lot of games. Also, what I need to see is more information on The Last of Us 2, because they kind of dropped those trailers and didn't say anything else. Like, it was just like, oh yeah, we got that trailer, yeah, you see it, oh okay, that's it. Like, because at first they dropped that teaser trailer of kind of the girl stringing the guitar, and then the guy coming in. Damn, I forgot their names, man, I just played the game. And then there was another trailer where I think that was the same little girl, except she was older. So what happened to the guy who was taking care of it? Does she find out like that the decision he made in the first game not to have her killed to actually save the world? Like, and how does that weigh on her? And stuff like that. So we just need to see more information about The Last of Us 2. And one thing I want to see is a bigger push for indie games on PlayStation 4. I know a lot of the game developers, they do a lot of indie games, a lot of advertising, and it's gotten better over the years, but I think Microsoft does it, and I think Nintendo's doing it the best right now. Because if you go on the Nintendo network thing, it's nothing but indie games. I mean, it's like 3 to 5 new indie games coming out a week. So I think it's still an area where everybody can make more of, or they can get a bigger push for. So that would be great, seeing coming from Sony. And another thing from Sony is let us know if this PS5 thing is a real thing, and kind of put that to bed. I know they already said they're probably not going to be showing the PS5 at this E3, but let everybody know, like, hey, like, look, PlayStation 4, it's got a long life, it's a powerful system. We don't really need to drop another system just to combat the Xbox One X, because really it's not really doing anything. So it wouldn't make sense for them to even address it and just be like, you know what, don't worry about it, PlayStation 4 still has a life. We're going ahead pushing 4 out and with games and stuff like that. So that would be good to see. Just reassurance, like, hey, we're not out there to throw systems out there, we're out here to make games. So, and that's what I need to see. I need to see more games from them. So when it comes to Nintendo, first thing I need to see Nintendo, Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers. Like I need to know if this is just kind of a port of the Smash Brothers Brawl that was on the Wii, or is this a actual new Smash Brothers built from the ground up? So I know we already know Splatoon characters are going to be in there, and that's cool. Let us know who else is going to be in there. I would love to see like them pull from Capcom, or I know they always have. I know one year they had like Mega Man in there and Sonic, and it would be great to see them expand to different companies, you know, and have their companies' mascots included into the game. So another thing I need to see is more information on Metroid Prime 4. I mean, like, I know they dropped that teaser last year, and they said nothing about it since, not even who's actually developing the game. So we know it's not going to be in-house with Nintendo, and Retro Games is doing something else. So who's going to be making Metroid Prime? Because Retro Games did the first 3, and they did an amazing job with that series. It kind of brought Metroid to the current gen, you know what I mean? Like, nobody thought Metroid would actually work as a first-person shooter, but it did. And you can't even really call it a first-person shooter. It's more like a first-person adventure. A first-person adventure. So, and it's actually one of its own kind, because there's not a lot of them like that out there. Another thing I want to see is a solid online base. Like, give us a solid online network where we can log in and play with our friends online on the Switch. We need a solid system. If we're gonna have to pay for it, let us know how much it's gonna be on a monthly basis, and get that settled, because like, we need to know these things. Like, everyone loves this system, and we're forgiving it for all the little mistakes it's been making, but we need a solid online network, because like, that's nowadays that is the most important thing. Like, you can still play online right now with it, but we need, like with certain games like Splatoon, I know Doom, and what's the game with the soccer ball in the car and you can kick it? Oh my god, that game is fun, but you can play that online, and that is actually cross platform compatible, except with PlayStation, because PlayStation just doesn't want to. They just don't want to mingle with other people, and that's something I need them to do. Like, I need them to give up this whole we're Sony, we're better than everybody else. Like, you're all making games. Like, get to it. Last thing I want to say about Nintendo is give us some information on Pokemon, that new RPG that's coming to the Switch. That is gonna sell Switches out the door. People still play Pokemon Go like crazy now, and when that Switch comes out, you're never, like, to people who want to buy a Switch, I would recommend getting the Switch now in the next like 3 weeks, because if they announce the Pokemon RPG at E3, you're never gonna see another Switch in the store again. It's gonna be gone. They're gonna get bought up. They're gonna be selling and Nintendo's not gonna be able to keep up. They're gonna be like, as soon as we make them, we send them out, and it gets bought up. Like, there's no way we're keeping up with the orders. So last but not least is definitely Square Enix. So Square Enix, this is going to be their first event. They gotta come out swinging. They gotta come out hard. They gotta show all their guns. Just come out blazing. So definitely show a trailer for Kingdom Hearts gameplay. They already showed some gameplay, but I need to know story elements. Like, what is the story based around the Kingdom Hearts 3? Like, where is it begin, and what's going on with Sora? So it's been about 15 years since we had a direct sequel from Kingdom Hearts 2. So yeah, some people need to be updated, some people need to know some other things, you know. So also also we're gonna need to know more information about Final Fantasy VII. So the Final Fantasy VII remake. So Final Fantasy VII, they already said it's going to be episodic. So it's going to be episode 1, episode 2, and probably episode 3, or even more, because they want to expand upon what the original was. So like that's understandable, but let us know where the development is in this game. Like it was shown about 4 years ago, and you haven't given us anything other than it's going to be episodic. Like, okay, give us more information. What's the fight system going to be like? What's the story? If you're changing it, is it going to be the same story? Are we going to be able to save certain people in the game? And so yeah, we would need to know more information about that, definitely. Another thing I want to see Square Enix do is more support for the Switch. Like, the Switch is the top selling system in the world right now. Like, it's going at a ridiculous pace. And if the aforementioned Pokemon RPG comes out, it's going to be going at an even bigger pace. So you need to hop on this. We need to see you giving games to this. We need to see you putting games and developing games and making games for this system. So the thing about that is, like, you would have to do unique games that are just for the Switch, because it's not like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, where you can just like, we'll make one game and then we'll port it over to all the other systems. No, this is a system that needs its own type of game and its own play, and that's where original IPs come in, and that's what you want. That's what you want in a system. You want an original IP to push your system forward and to be the future of your console. Because like the games that are out now is not going to be the games that are out in the future. I mean, you'll still have your Call of Duties, your Assassin's Creed, your AAA title games, but also you're going to have new AAA title games that are that need to be made so that they can push the games forward. Like, gaming industry as a genre needs to get pushed forward, so it needs new IPs. It can't just keep relying on Call of Duty, and especially this last Call of Duty. If you haven't seen that video, check that out. We did I did a Black Ops review and the reveal. So, and last but not least, definitely tell us about the new Tomb Raider game. So I've been a fan of the since they started the remakes of the Tomb Raider, where it actually looked like Lara Croft actually looked like a real woman, and they had actual realistic graphics, visuals, and the visceralness. It was really good. So that's definitely something. And also want to say, for all four, we need an X factor. And what I mean is, we need something that we've never thought to see. So one of the things that I love about E3 is they always have some type of surprise packed away, where it's like, oh, you didn't even know about this? Bam, put it up. So, but it's kind of hard now, because the whole age of everything, YouTube, internet, like, it's hard to keep a secret. But I need them to try to keep as many secrets as they can, and then like just give it to us, like, oh, you didn't know about that? Boom. And then just blow our minds with something new. We need something new to kick the industry forward. The Switch kind of did that for last year, and it did a great job. The Switch is running at a pace that's ridiculous. It's probably going to be one of the best selling systems of all time. So yeah, we need that X factor, and we definitely need something to push us forward as gamers, because, like, we get tired of the same old thing. But that's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? So definitely I want to hear what you think about that. So comments, questions, hit me up on Twitter at edog11885. You can always find me here on my YouTube page on Daily Motion at Eric the Brown, and also on the Gaming Advisory's Facebook page. So till next time, I'll see you later, guys.